Is anybody still following us, Craig? The white truck? She's in your exhaust, are you?
Wait! They're like, no? What does that even mean?
What's happening to us, and most of the people are not fighting. Most of the people are passive. Many of them are multi-generational. They believe in their government will save them and protect them. They believe in corporations will save them and protect them. They believe this is the new Jesus that has arrived, that will save them and from all of their debts that they've accumulated for decades.
It was a perfect storm in poor rural Pennsylvania. The only businesses here were farming, dairy cows, some beef, quarries, and timbering. Well, the timbering was tapped. You know, they were taking little trees now. The stone quarries, well, because the economy was in the tank, there wasn't a lot of need for bluestone and stone. So everybody was in a situation that, you know, they did think it was amazing when the landman knocked on the door and promised them they would be millionaires.
This is what we look like after 5 years of drilling. You can see the massive amount of development and wealth. This week, I looked in the Tax Claim Bureau, and I said to them, have you had any change the past 5 years since supposedly we're in a gas boom and we're supposedly full of money? They said no, still the same amount of people every year that are delinquent in their taxes. So when I call up the social services department, do you see any change or less people on social service? They said, no, you have about the same amount of people who need help, who need money, who need food. We have the same amount of children who need subsidized lunches and breakfast in our county, despite 5 years of drilling. And the landowners in New York like to say that we are awash in money. They tell you whatever they think you will not freak out about. They try and control the public reaction. Keep the reaction, keep them ignorant, so they don't resist and they don't fight the system. Now when they came into Dimmock, they told the people, we're only going to put one well in your town, 1,400 people. But now they have 160 wells in county.
Will not be an acre untouched in this county. And that's coming, and it'll come rapidly, because this company seems to be exempt from all the roller coaster ride of the business world. They've got a good deal here, and they're going to stick with it. I'm not involved in things like Vera is right now because I'm committed to living here. And now that it's a company town, and it is, just like the coal era. This is a coal town. This is a company town, and I don't work for the company. I'm just a native on the reservation.
We had the mayor of Binghamton here. He was basically booed and asked to leave when he wanted to offer water to the people who needed water. So we have a very polarized county and communities. Those who are for, those who are against. So we have all kinds of tensions, which we never had before. On top of their water well. That is emissions for emissions. That's provided for by the gas companies at the request of the DEP. That lake is for water. There's a treatment plant on the lake. Straight ahead you might see some building up there on the other side of the lake. They treat the water, lake water, highly chlorinated, and they pump it through pipes for 1,600 people around here. Most of the rest of the county has water wells, private water wells. So that's one of the perks that we have from gas drilling. You get chlorinated water after you had private wells that were giving you water. There's a farm above here called Castro Giovanni is the owner. They have a large farm, and they're putting a gas well on that farm. One of the horizontals will be landing. We have a golf course there on that end and around the lake. It will be coming through the golf course and within 1,000 feet of the lake. This area still has a consent order with the DEP. They have not rescinded the consent order. In the consent order, it says that the area has been gas drilled and impacted by gas drilling, and Cabot is the gas company. Right now there are loads of lawsuits, people who are suing because of their damaged water, their health impacts, their animal impacts throughout our state. Most of them have gag orders at some point.
Can you describe anything at all about what happened to your water?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Oh, it's security, private security for Cabot. I recognize it.
That's nice. We're on a public road, right?
We're a public road, yeah.
Excuse me.
So we can't get through? It's going to be hard to get through because there's a grader on the road? Oh, okay. He said it's just a few minutes and they'll let us through. We're waiting for the clearance to let us through, so they will let us through. So they're working on the road? What are they doing for the road? Do you know that? Or can you say that?
They're still following us, huh?
Are they still following us?
I don't know.
They are? Wow.
They're paying 2 employees all day to
They
follow
got their
us.
flashers on their phone. Is anybody still following us, Craig? The white truck? She's in your exhaust, are you?
Wait! They're like, no. What does that even mean?
Can we ask you a question? You've been very interested in what we're doing. Can we ask you what you're doing?
Why are you following us?
We don't have a license plate on the front, but there's definitely one on the back. Hey, if you hit, go ahead and hit me. Go ahead and do it, you idiot. Yeah, I've been filming the whole time.
They like to advertise that it's clean and only burns supposedly clean, but the production of it is absolutely filthy.
We don't want to mess up anything.
I know you don't want to, but you're messing
Accidents
up.
do happen.
You're having a lot of mess, but I know you don't want to, but you're doing a lot of mess.
This site has had all kinds of violations of spills and other issues. They've had leaks down in the wetlands. That's our 7 compressor station that had the fire last year, an explosion. The roof melted, the front of the building melted, had to be all replaced. And now they have new vents they put on the top to try and get released any kind of gas more readily. We had 5 fire departments here when the fire was going for 4.5 hours. They couldn't go in for 2 hours until all the gas left the building. They had to turn off the gas wells all around here. I was on this site when they had a blowout. They have blowouts. Do you know what that is? You have drilling mud that comes out of the well. There's so much pressure they hit. They hit gas, and then the drill mud spurts out like a geyser. And they have to divert it into pits. We have 5 school districts, all leased. Over 90% or 95% is leased in our county. We have organic farms. They're going to be losing our organic certification. We know farmers that have sores on their cows, sores on their bodies. After the water has changed near the gas wells, they're still milking the cows and letting the milk come out in the food chain. In our state, they don't test for Marcellus impacts. We are trying to encourage them to test our farm animals, our milk, which is surrounded by gas wells, the farms. If you're going to drink our milk, eat our food, you should know if it's not contaminated. At this point, I don't even want to drink Pennsylvania milk or eat Pennsylvania meat. This is what it looks like when it's complete, when they are pumping the gas out. This one is an old site from 2009. And you can see the metal is rusting out. They use steel at that point, and they emit also gases and toxins, whether they're like BTEXs, they call them, toluenes, xylenes, benzenes. As it gets more and more heavily developed, there's no way we can live here. Eventually, all of us will be displaced unless we are workers, because we can't trust the DEP. We basically feel they've sold out. They're controlled by governor and the head of DEP that loves gas. We don't trust our federal government. They're pushing gas. So we have to do what we can to protect ourselves. Our group is Citizens for Clean Water. 4 years I have asked our local paper to put our ads in there. They refused our ads. They said it was controversial.
Unreal.
So one of the things that happens, we are losing our civil liberties and our freedoms as they take over the county. So the people need to rise up and have a revolution at some point. Revolution time.
Makes you wonder, you know, why the added security? This year, the only thing I can tell you is you see the bomb sniffing dogs. You see them. They're hanging out. They're doing their thing casually. This year...
And you would think that such equipment would be sterilized properly in an autoclave, proper chemical sterilants. People have to take classes on this type of stuff, bloodborne pathogens, cross-contamination.